Hello, ladies. Hi, Carol. Hi, Donna. How are you? Yeah, I've been so busy in my life. And then I have this opportunity to take care of myself and practice yoga and teaching. And it's just really amazing. I don't know what I would be like if I wasn't teaching. I don't know what my body would be like. It's hard to show up all the time and do all the things we need. But we do know that one of the critical things for bones, the critical things for bone health, for improving bone health, is the movement piece, the weight bearing demands we place on our bones. It is critical for our bones. Sharon, hello. Nice to have you here. Hopefully no disruption from the cats, and I know you love to see that, but okay, sore glutes. I love that, Donna. Don't you love that? Oh, that's really the tough thing for me as a teacher, to be honest, is making sure that what I offer is for everybody and that it's not exclusive. Because I know that for my own body, when it was in the state it was in, and then I know a lot of the people over the years that I've worked with, it's intimidating going into a class. And when I have a class, yoga therapy for osteoporosis, if you're doing something for bones, it has to be a strong practice. Yet it also has to be manageable so that it's not a deterrent for anybody coming in. And so I do love to teach the harder, stronger classes. I definitely think that's been the focus in 2023 for sure, is stronger practices, especially my osteoporosis classes. But just trying to make sure too that those that shouldn't go crazy don't, those that should do. So always hoping that everyone moderates themselves. I mean, the three of you that I know that are here, you definitely have a stronger practice and a stronger body. And even though I guess I've seen you on Zoom, so I know you still have a lot of that in your body. But yeah, ask and you will receive. What we ask every day is what determines the strength, the quality, the density. In those moments, asking, really important. So did my glutes hurt after Tuesday? I'm not sure. I'm just so glute focused right now. My glutes have been kind of sore generally overall. But I know on Tuesday I went back to back from Warrior 2 to side angle, so we didn't give a lot of relief time for glutes and quads and leg muscles. So makes me happy that you were sore. Hopefully it wasn't too much. Really, I love this weather, Carol. I love when there's no sun. I love when it's cold. Like, I'm not looking forward to summer at all. I hate heat. I hate when it's really sunny. I know that's crazy. Most people don't feel that way, but for me, I like it when it's not super sunny and when it's cool. So we'll see. But I know we're coming into summer, so whatever. I was happy today that it was a little bit misty in the way that it was. All right. Anything anybody wants to ask? If you do, please tell me now. Any body parts that are bothering you or anything you need to focus on, let me know, because otherwise we will get to it. So if you want to ask for anything, please do so now. Because once I go back there, I don't see anything. All right. So sometimes I like to have an intention for the class. And when I thought about this morning, I thought, I haven't really focused on specifically balance in a long time. So today in the practice, we'll do some of the 34 postures that I usually focus on, which Dr. Lauren Fishman used in his studies, and then some other ones that are also a part of how we challenge our balance in yoga or we focus on balance. So today, the postures I'm going to choose have an aspect of balance. Either we're going to challenge ourselves in it, or we're going to be strengthening aspects of our body that's important in order to have strong balance. So with that said, I'd like to do a beginning breath work that actually starts to balance the brain. It's called alternate nostril breath. And for this, it's better to do this in a seated position, and it's better to do this in a comfortable seated position. So trying to find a comfortable position, not always easy, but let's see if we can do that. The props you're going to need for the practice are a blanket, a block, and a strap. So for some of you, if you have pretty tight hips, and especially because this is the beginning of the practice, for some, maybe seated on a block, putting a block on the ground, and sitting on the block to elevate your body so that when you do come in to a crisscross leg position, you could get your knees to be relatively low, like lower at least than the hips, the goal kind of. And the higher up your knees are, the more indicative that is of tightness, either in the pelvic area, the hips, the low back, or the back of the thighs. So being up on a block may be really good for a lot of you. If you do go up on a block, I like to actually make it a little bit of a softer feeling. So taking your blanket, put your blanket so that it's on top of your block and in front of your legs for your ankle bones. Now, of course, lots of things depend or matter here, right? Maybe your body is won't be supported quite sufficiently if you just sit on a block. Maybe that's not a big enough surface for you to feel supported. So if that's the case, you can put your blanket in double or even in fourths so that you're pretty high elevated. And then you're going to come to sit in crisscross leg position is actually good for a lot of different body types, including those that have issues with their knees and your hips and your low back. Now, if this position is not comfortable for you, find one that is, and either a kneeling position or something else, or go on a chair. If being in a chair seems better for you, then do that. But I'd like to begin the practice where we actually come to this present moment, and then we actually focus on balancing our breath. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find our hands over our head, doing a breath. We're going to do this with the eyes closed to find our hands over our head. So we'll do that to bring ourselves here. And then when we do the alternate nostril, let's keep it really basic. There are traditional ways to do this that are a lot more technical, but let's just really be basic here. We're going to close off one nostril, and when this one's closed off, you breathe in through the other. Then when you close off the other, you breathe out and in. Close it off, out and in. Close it off, out and in. And we're going to do a couple of cycles of this breath to actually cleanse our mind, to balance our body, to start off from balance. This alternate nostril breath, Nadi Shodhana, actually does balance the brain energy. So let's begin with this. So when we do get to the alternate nostril, using your thumb maybe and your pointer, your ring finger and pinky back and forth to close off the nostril, I'll guide you through whatever we're doing. And so hopefully my guidance is descriptive enough that you'll be able to follow along. So find your seat, close your eyes, and when you are in that seated position, feel your spine nice and erect. And then bringing your hands down alongside your body, exhale. As you inhale, reaching out with your hands, reaching above your head, let your hands come together and then draw your hands straight down towards your heart on your exhale. Inhale out and up. Hands find each other and come down to your heart. You inhale out, your hands find each other above your head, bringing yourself right here, right now, bring the hands straight down to your heart. And then bring your hands to your heart. From here, bring the left hand down onto your thigh. Bring your right thumb to close off your right nostril and begin to breathe in and out through the left nostril. Breathing in and out through your left nostril, closing off the right. Try to slow down the breath, even out the pace of the breath. Let's begin the alternate nostril Nadi Shodhana breath. Take a big exhale. Let's begin. Inhale left. Close off the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close off the right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close off the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close off the right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close off left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close off right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close off left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close off right, exhale left. Continue on your own. Focus on your breath right where it enters and leaves your nostrils. Wherever you are, let's finish off the last few rounds together. Close off the right nostril. Take an exhale through the left. Inhale left. Close off the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close off the right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close off left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close off left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close off right, exhale left. Bring your hands down to your thighs, keep your eyes closed. Inhaling and exhaling through both nostrils. Let your awareness be on the breath coming into the nostrils and leaving the nostrils. Bring awareness to your eyes. Bring awareness to your hands. Rub your hands together. Bring your hands right in front of your heart. Sit nice and tall. And then gently allow your eyes to blink themselves open. Noticing how you feel. Let's come down onto the ground. Hopefully you're in a pretty balanced nervous system state right now that is favoring the relaxation zone of the nervous system. So 2 options today for the beginning posture, which is going to be chest extension, a back bend. You can either put your block vertically across your upper back, right near your heart at the back. For that, you're going to have to roll your blanket pretty tight to make a pretty big blanket to go behind you to support your head. So that's one option. It's a very big option. So if that doesn't work for you, take your blanket and roll your blanket up so that your whole entire spine goes on this blanket and you lay down or lie down actually on top of that blanket. So choose whatever is the most appropriate for you today. One is a little bit more intense than the other, and you know your body, so choose wisely. You're not here for any awards or to prove anything to anyone. You're here to strengthen your body, your bones, to be as healthy as possible and not push the envelope. So make sure whatever you choose is appropriate. If you are going to come down into the block, make sure you have a nice open front spine. Lower yourself onto the block so that it is right behind your heart. And then bring the blanket behind your head, rolling or folding it so it really makes the appropriate support for your neck. Let's bring the arms down alongside the body, whether you're on the blanket or you're on a block. Exhale. Inhale, bring one arm up and over. Let your palm turn in, let your thumb turn down. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Using breath, you inhale to lengthen, to stretch. You exhale to release and return back to your body. A moving meditation. Let's do both hands at the same time. You inhale to bring your arms up and back. Really reach long. And bringing your hands down. Let's bring the hands straight up towards the sky. Exhale. Inhale to open your arms to the side. Exhale to bring your arms up and hug yourself. Inhale to open. Exhale to hug yourself. And the next time you come open, stay open. Let's do a little floor angels here with our arms. So you exhale, bring your elbows down towards your waist. Inhale, let your arms go up and overhead. Palms face up towards the sky. So try to let your arms hover here. Let the hands be far away from your body. So let the hands be farther away from your body than your elbows. And of course, if you have shoulder issues and that's not possible, then don't do that. But if it is, do that. And then if you are running into any props, maybe moving the props out of the way so that you have a clear space, stretching your chest, your shoulders, opening the front of your spine, stretching the muscles of posture and alignment, which are going to support balance, balance in your joints and balance for fall prevention. And then bring your arms out to the side as wide as you can, wide and high if you can, to the place where holding the static position, you feel a pretty deep stretch in somewhere, the chest, the shoulders, the arms. Close your eyes, close your mouth, breathing in and out through your nose. Breathe all the way down to your belly and feel in your body where you feel the stretch. Take one more breath. And then wiggle your fingers and toes. If you could explore coming into a fully outstretched body, arms are overhead, try that. Whenever we have the opportunity to stretch your body in a back bend, it's nice to go to full extension if it exists for you. Fingers and toes are pointing is a great way to try this. And then coming into flexed hands and feet to reach through the heels of the feet, the heels of the hands. And then bring yourself out. Bending your knees. Let's come on to your side. Come all the way on to your side. Pushing away from the ground to bring yourself up and coming all the way up. So let's prepare the space for movement. So when we do warm-ups and all fours or standing or kneeling, body weight helps to stretch the muscles a little quicker, a little deeper. So can be a good thing, but also something for you to pay attention to. So take your hands forward, take your knees back, and start to move forward and backwards, warming up the hip joint. Keep your head active and lifted. So warming up the muscles of the legs, the pelvic area, the hips, a big area where balance communication is happening in your body for fall prevention, for postural alignment, joint coordination. And the more better aligned your joints are, the more effective the forces are when you do something to create stronger bones. So when you bring in weight bearing, even natural weight bearing from standing and moving throughout the day, the better aligned you are, the better the forces are to keep your bones strong. Let's start to move a little bigger through this. So keep your tushy in the air. Try to bring your low belly towards your top thighs, forehead to the floor or towards the floor. Exhale. Inhale, bring yourself forward. Bring your pelvis towards the floor or to the floor. Exhale back. Go slow, stretching belly, stretching low back, bending the hip joint. One more each direction. And then bring yourself up. Take the block. Bring one hand onto the block, kind of far away from your body. You could even have the heel of the hand on the block if that helps, or have the whole hand on. So whatever feels right for your body. Take the other hand. Let's take the hand behind the head. Exhale. Inhale to open. And exhale back. Try to keep your pelvis stationary. So bring your knees so they're directly underneath your pelvis. Inhale to open. Exhale back. And on this next one, you're going to come open and stay. Stay here. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's go to the other side. Bring your hand over to the other side. Block over to the other side. Take your hand on the back of your head. Exhale. Inhale to open. And exhale back. It's not a very big move. Rotation, trunk rotation. Really let the elbow go up in the air quite a bit so that you get that thoracic spinal rotation. One more. Stay here. And then bring yourself out. Come all the way off the block. Move the hands, the wrists. So I think spinal balance is probably one of the greatest ways for you to gauge what the balance is like in your trunk and your spine. And for me as a teacher, it's where I either notice people have issues with balance, meaning it's not very strong, or where I see the greatest and quickest improvements once you start practicing yoga, any variation of yoga. So take your hands underneath your shoulders, stacked joints, do whatever you need for your wrists to be able to manage this. Take left hand away, right leg away. Exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more. And on this next one, you're going to come up and hold. When you hold, turn your palm inward, thumb up. Push away from the ground with your right arm. Reach long with your right leg, long with your left arm. Notice what's happening here with your balance. Notice how your body has to try to manage this. If you want a little challenge, take the left foot off the floor. Bring the right leg straight off of your body, not out to the side. Nose is straight down towards the ground. Head is active. Push your fingertips into the floor. Really reach up with the left hand and the right leg, and then bring yourself down. The longer we hold, the stronger it is in the joints, the muscles, the bones. Right hand out, left leg back. Exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale. And exhale. Really lift that leg up, really lift that arm up. And on this next one, you're going to come up and hold. Bring your hand up, thumb goes up towards the sky, palm is in. Reach as long as you can with that left leg. Head is active. Stabilize your trunk. The hip joint you're on is balancing, the shoulder joint on the other side, muscles on the back, diagonal pattern, the way the body moves, the way the body works for balance and alignment and posture. Push your fingertips into the floor to distribute the weight out of the wrist. Lift up with the left leg, up with the right arm. One more breath. And then bring yourself out. Bring yourself all the way out. And then shake your arms. I realize we didn't add that challenge. Maybe some of you did by taking the other foot off. It's really an individual thing and a great way for you to keep challenging yourself and then noticing that you're ready for that challenge. So let's begin with a posture that is actually balancing on your tailbone. It's called boat pose Navasana. It is a core activation. So the hip flexor muscles that attach onto the inner thighs and onto the low back are very active here, as is the core, really hugging your torso with your core muscles. Let's take the feet back. Sitting on a blanket may be a little easy for the tailbone, or you could come off the blanket. What you want is a really lifted heart here, lifted chest, and no collapsing. So make sure that you're lifted. Slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Walk the feet back, take one foot up, and then take the other off. Reach long with your heart, open throat, lifted heart. And then come where you have one fingertip on your legs. It could be the pointer finger, it could be the middle finger. One fingertip is on your legs. And then take one hand off. Reach long with your heart. Put one fingertip on the other leg and switch. Put the fingertips back. Reach high with your heart. You're holding on with one fingertip. And then try to take both off. Bring your hands back. Bring yourself all the way out. Bring your soles of your feet together. And then get tall. Bending forward gives a little bit more stretch. If that's available to you, keep your heart lifted, your spine nice and long. And then let's go down on the ground and do some work of some of the other postures that actually help to support balance in the body. Actually, bring the blanket back here. Let's first do the, let's do a plank while we're here. Bring your hands underneath you. Take one foot back and then the other. Either modifying or not. You choose what's right for you. Feet body distance may make this a little easier so that the toes are not touching. And then really spread the fingers. Press the fingers into the ground. Push through the heels. Keep your head active and be as long as you could be from tailbone to the crown of the head. Take one more breath. Bring yourself down. Do whatever position you need in order to catch your breath to take a break. It may be kneeling, it may be crisscross legs, whatever it is. Close your eyes, close your mouth. Catch your breath. Feel your heart beating. And then open your eyes. Moving between effort and ease. Give as much as you can when you come into a posture, and then take the opportunity to rest. That way you'll give more when you're in the posture. Coming down onto the ground, reach along with your hand, bring yourself down onto the ground, draw the knees into your chest, and let's bend and unbend the legs. So you could turn this into a little more work by having the legs right above your pelvis, or bringing the knees a little closer to your chest if this is too hard to manage here. Warming up the hamstring muscles. These are the muscles that lengthen and contract to bend the knee joint. Start to reach through the heel up towards the sky. Bring that stretch into the calf area. Feel the heat develop, lubricating, bringing blood to the muscles, stretching the tissues, which creates hydration in the muscles and in the tissues, bending the joints, releasing synovial fluid. Bring your feet down onto the ground, take them wide as the mat. Arms are off, feet are off, arms are off. And start to go side to side with your body, doing the windshield wiper action here. Stretching the hip flexors, the core, the trunk stabilizers. You want to try to let your legs be as far away from you, or you're pushing them away from you. So you want as much length in your body, in your torso. So from the low ribs all the way to the knees, let that be as long as it could be as you bring one knee in and then the other. Close your eyes, feel this in your body. Come to one side, stay there, let your head go the other direction. Keep pushing that leg away from you, try to unbend the hip. And then bring yourself back to center, let your legs go the other side, head goes opposite. Try to unbend that hip, stretch that leg away from you. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's do a couple of postures that stretch the leg muscles and actually pull on the pelvic bone to create a more resilient pelvis. So right here where the hamstrings attach down onto your pelvic bone, we want to pull on this area. The way we're going to do that is to keep the knee straight so that the hamstring muscle, we're going to extend it to its maximum range so that we pull on the pelvis. Take the strap on the left foot, right in the arch. Hold onto one side with one hand, one with the other. Wrap your hands around the strap so you have a really firm hold. Pull the strap down to root that leg into the socket. Feel that strong pressure towards the ground because you're pulling down. Straighten your leg. You either keep the opposite leg straight or bend it. It's up to you. Exhale. And then push the leg away with muscular strength and now guide it towards the wall behind you. Create as much opposing force as you can. Feel that in the back of the top part of your leg, especially right where it attaches to the buttocks. If you feel it in your calf, try to let your toes be soft. Pull down on the strap, push away with the leg, and pull back with the leg. Push away with that leg, pull back. Create a really strong opposing force. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's come into the inner thigh stretch. I think it is better to have the opposite leg straight here because it really stabilizes the pelvis when you add the side weight to your leg in the way that we do with this stretch. So holding onto your strap, inhale, lengthen your leg out to the side. Push your leg down into the ground, push into the strap. So one leg is pressing into the ground, one is pushing into the strap, leg towards the wall behind you, and experiencing a strong stretch sensation on the inner thigh. Push into the strap, push the leg up towards the wall behind you. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's switch, bringing the right foot up into the strap, or if you did the opposite, whatever foot. So either left knee is bent or left leg is straight, doing what feels right for your body. Pulling down on the strap to firm and root that leg in the socket, push the leg away, and then guide the leg towards the wall behind you. So try to pull on the hamstring as much as possible. Isolate the sensations to the upper part of your leg, in between your knee and your pelvis. That's where you want to feel the most of this. Pulling on that hamstring bone, or pulling on the hamstring muscle, which is attached to the pelvic bone. That's the origin of this muscle group. Push away. Keep being very firm with your muscles. Push away, pull back. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. We're going to come into the inner thigh stretch. Straighten the opposite leg. Firm up the leg. Knee is straight. And then inhale out to the side. Put your elbow on the ground or use a block to manage the weight of the leg as it goes out to the side. Deep breaths. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back up to center. Take the strap off. Strap down by the side of your body. Bring yourself into a fully stretched position or some variation of that. A couple of breaths here. And then bend your knees. So moving into bridge pose, because we need to have a strong back, a strong spine for balance. You need to have good posture in order to maintain good balance. So we're going to do the bridge posture, really strengthening the spine here. Actually, let's do this with a strap. So getting a strap to go around your knees, you'll get a little higher here. Strap around the knees. And then don't do this yet, but I want you to watch me for a second. So we're going to begin from being up on a block, because this is actually being on a block is the first variation of bridge in a supported way, is to be on the block. What we want to try to do is bring a bending into this part of our spine, our thoracic. So from here, we'll lift up if you can and bring yourself up, really bending your spine. Okay, so we're all going to start on the block. So the first thing you need to do is take your blanket away from the back of your head, bring your block underneath your body, have your strap on your knees, and then bend your elbows, push your arms into ground, lift your chest away from the floor, and slide your shoulder blades closer to the spine. So you have that support of the shoulder blades, and we'll use that, the shoulder blades, to actually press this part of your body up towards your forehead. So you're really trying to bend as much as you can in this part of your spine. So bring your arms alongside your body, elbows can be bent, fingers up towards the sky. Walk your feet closer to your body, push out on the strap, and then tilt your pelvis backwards so you feel the top edge of your pelvis hit the top edge of the block. Exhale. As you inhale, pushing out on the strap a lot, push your feet into the floor. Lift your pelvis away from the block, push your arms into the floor. Make sure the weight comes to the upper back area, not the head and neck. Long neck, push your arms into the floor, fingertips are up towards the sky. Really use both the arms and the feet to push into the floor, to push away, and then push out on the strap. Close your mouth, deep breaths here. Slide your shoulder blades towards each other. Press your shoulder blades forward to lift your heart up, to bend the upper spine a little more. Push away with your feet, push away with your arms. Take one more breath. And slowly bring yourself back down onto the block. Take your feet away from you, take them a little wide, and allow the knees to fall in towards each other. Bring your hands onto your belly, close your eyes, catch your breath. Take one more breath. And then move the block off to the side. Bring the blanket back underneath your head. Hands around your belly. A little side to side with your head, making sure that the neck is nice and unobstructed, lubricated, free-flowing for proprioceptive nervous system communication of balance. The bones and joints, figuring out where you are in space, and the nervous system that supplies that information. So upper back and neck, we want to have no congestion there. Side to side. And then bring yourself back to center. Bring your knees in, take the strap off. Knees into your chest. And let's come on to the side. From here, using your hand, push yourself up and away. And then take the strap off to the side. Bring yourself onto your blanket. This could be helpful getting up off the ground when you have a blanket underneath your knees. Get your block, turn your block onto its highest variation. And then bring a foot forward. Look forward, look up a little. If balance is an issue, you could take your foot off to the side or keep it right in front of you, but whatever you do, put it forward. And then flip the back toes under, take your hand on your thigh. Inhale, let your body weight go back a little, and then bring yourself forward, pushing into the front heel of the front foot, pushing into the toes of the back, coming up, and bring yourself all the way up. And then clear your blanket. So either move yourself closer to a wall or get a chair if balance is an issue for you. Let's begin by getting your feet ready. So flip the toes under and stretch the top of your foot. Do one side and then the other, bending the toes. And then do it the other way. Lift your heels up. Let's do both heels together. Working the calves. Let your arms go up if you'd like. Make sure you have all 5 toes on both feet active. And then bring yourself forward. Ankles, so one foot and then the other. And then take your foot back, stretch the top of your foot. And then bring yourself back to center. So mountain posture, posture of alignment. Toes touching is the more advanced variation when your toes are a little closer together. The more you bring your body to the midline, the more confusing it is, the more it needs to figure out where you are. Hands are down alongside your body, reaching down with your fingers, tall with your body. Push your feet into the floor, push your top thighs back, contract your tushy, point your tailbone down, push back with your hands. Find a gaze. Take one more breath. From here, coming into a place of balance. So if your feet are wider than your body, bring them so that they are body distance or closer together. And then bring your body onto one side, bend your knee out to the side, and bring your foot up in between your ankle and your knee. Tree posture. Any variation of hands that you'd like. Pushing down into the ground, being as tall as you could be in your spine. finding something to gaze at and focus on. There will be movement. Embrace it. Take one more breath. And try to come out nice and gently. Don't fall out, be in control the whole time. Prepare going through mountain to the other side, into the place of balance. Heart lifted. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself down. Shake your legs, shake your arms. So we're going to come into a way to prepare the body for balance, the tightrope and Karate Kid. So these are not technically yoga postures that we're going to hold them and challenge our joints. So tightrope, if you were walking a tightrope, one foot would go in front of the other. You wouldn't have anything out to the side, and you want them to be lined up with each other. So put your left foot back, put your right foot right in front. And then bring your hands down alongside your body. Bring your body weight forward, then bring your body weight back. And from here, let your mind go down into your feet. Your body weight is in your left foot and the back foot. Feel the movement in your foot, trying to figure out where it is because you've got this lined foot position. So your body's trying to figure right, left, forward, back. And then lift the right heel off the floor, come on to the right tippy toes. From here, lift the right leg up. Either keep the tippy toes in the ground or lift the right leg up if you can. Only to 90, nothing beyond 90 needs to happen. Feel the left foot dancing. And then bring your foot down. Bring yourself forward onto that foot and let's switch. Take the right foot back. The left foot is forward in a tightrope position. Hands are down alongside your body. Body weight forward, body weight back. And let your mind go down into your right foot. Feel all the movement that's taking place in the right foot. The side to side. The curiosity of your foot. Coming onto the left tippy toes, lifting the left heel. Lift left leg up if that's appropriate for you, or keep the tippy toes on the ground. Take one more breath. Slowly bring the foot back down in front. Bring your body weight forward and come all the way out. Shake your legs. So that was 2 single leg postures in a row, the Karate Kid and the tree. So a lot of work on hip joint, femur bone, the muscles of the hip, and then challenging with balance. A lot of footwork there as well, a lot of foot, ankle, knee joints, all that communication that needs to take place from the feet all the way up to the brain. So this next posture we're going to do is another single leg. If you have balance issues, having a chair may be appropriate. We're going to come into dancer posture. And dancer posture, let's start with our left because we ended with our right. So let me show you the dancer posture. Probably one of the most challenging balance postures, believe it or not. One of the more challenging ones. Because your body weight is forward in that hip has to manage that. You're reaching back to grab your foot if you can. If you can't grab your foot, maybe grabbing the shorts, pants, socks might work for you. Or even bringing your leg out and bringing yourself into this position where you're distributing your weight in that fashion. So you're pointing your toes forward. You're going to bend the back leg, try to get it as close to your heel as you can. Then you're going to push into your hand, bringing your body forward, and then bring your hand up. Long spine and add a back bend. Let your shoulder blades slide towards the spine to lift your heart. Take one more breath. You're going to slowly bring yourself back to center and bring yourself out. Coming to the other side. Toes are pointing forward. The back foot bends. You reach back to grab it. To enter this posture, push the back foot away from you. And then bring the front hand up. Last breath. And then slowly bring yourself out. Come all the way out. Shake your legs. Let's take the legs wide, stretching our hips. So like a hula hoop action, your toes are pointing forward. Take your hands on your waist. Bring your hips forward to the side. Push them back and away from you to the other side and forward. So let it be that the movement is mostly in the hips. So looking at yourself from the side, your hips are what is moving around the most. And feel that. You'll feel a lot of those muscles in the hips stretching when you do this. It's like doing a hula hoop, but a little exaggerated. In one direction, and then come back to center, do the opposite. Heart stays lifted, spine is long always. And then bring yourself back to center. So continuing with balance, another balance posture that we do in yoga therapy for osteoporosis is the half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be balancing on the side of the hip joint. So you have your Heart light, hip lights. Your hip lights, heart lights. We're going to come into this so that they both are facing the same direction. So being in the middle of the room is very, very challenging. I like to be near a wall, so I do have a wall here. If you don't have a wall, I would recommend that you do this on a chair, either on forearm on a chair or a hand on a chair, because it's a pretty challenging posture. So putting the block on the ground or having a chair there, foot faces the chair. You begin by lifting up into this posture, and then from here you roll in that hip joint to open up yourself forward. So now the hips and the heart are facing forward, hand up in the sky. And then keep that lifted leg lifting. So working the side of your body here. Flex your foot, contract your core, reach through the heel of the foot that's lifted in the air, and reach long with your arms. Make sure you're safe, that you have the props you need, the support you need. Keep lifting that leg. Take one more breath. To come out, you bend the standing leg, you bring yourself up slowly. So maybe not fair to do this challenging posture at the end of the practice, but sometimes when we do the stronger postures at the end, we're more aware. So make sure you're safe with this. So be near something if you need to. Weight bear on that standing leg. Put your hand on the block or on the chair or whatever you're going to do. And contract your core, lift your leg up, and then bring your hand up. Contracting your core, reaching through your heel. Feel your body managing balance. Take one more breath. And then bending the standing leg, bring yourself up back to mountain, to the place of posture, alignment, and balance. Catch your breath. Close your eyes if you can. And then open your eyes. So time to come down into the posture of integration, Shavasana. Coming down onto the ground. You take your arms and legs into the air. Let them be a little wide and let them shake. Settle into the joints. Draw your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Letting your awareness go to your hips, your pelvis. From here, we're going to come into Shavasana. Let your knees are bent, whatever your body needs. Hands could be on the belly or out to the side. Mouth is closed. Stay focused on your breath, balancing your nervous system with breath. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bringing your knees into your chest and rocking side to side. Coming onto your side. From here, pushing yourself up into a kneeling or seated position. Closing your eyes. Bring your hands together at your heart. Closing with a gentle humming sound. Take a big exhale. Inhale. Bowing in gratitude for the moment, the practice, the opportunity. So practice like this, definitely a lot of hip joint stimulation, doing all the single leg balance. We did the tree single leg, we did the Karate Kid single leg, we did dancer and half moon. That's a lot of single leg in the hip joint. So pay attention to the stimulation you created today to make sure it's appropriate for your body. A lot of the postures we held today were in 1 minute holds, which is even double the intensity of the 30-second holds. So paying attention and modifying according to your needs and being okay with that. Being okay to say, this is too much, or okay, this is appropriate for me. So I'm here to help guide you into the strength place, but I want you to determine where that needs to be for you, because there is a line between it being right and being too much, and potential injury if you go into that place of too much. And we do not want that. So do your best, leave the rest. All right. So how are you all feeling after that? Maybe sore hips after today, Donna. Hopefully you're all here still. All right, Carol. Well, you ladies are my strong ladies, so yeah. Yeah, you can't be cold after doing this kind of a class. There's a lot of heat generated. All right. Well, thanks. Next Thursday, I will not be live. I'm going back to the UK. My daughter is graduating from college, so I'm leaving next week. Crazy. I'll be in London for 4 days, but I will have lots of recorded videos. So anyway, that is it. I have great new podcasts. If you haven't been listening to those, I'm interviewing some really wonderful people that I think are giving valuable information. And my newsletter today will state or share the latest, or one of the latest. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I know, Sharon, it's crazy, but my daughter's graduating. What can I do? I've got to be there for her fashion show. So I'm going to be there for 4 days in London. Not going to try to get over jet lag. Just be tired the whole time. All right. Thanks for joining me, ladies. Bye-bye.